Hi, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're making something that is a perfect appetizer or snack and goes well with any Asian dish as a side, the maki roll. Now, a maki roll is very similar to a sushi roll, except it does not contain meat, fish, or dairy. It contains fresh produce and sushi rice. It's very easy to put together. However, I've never mastered the art of rolling maki. So I found this little gadget on Amazon and I absolutely love it because it makes putting a maki roll together very easy, even for the novice. So let me show you how it's done. Okay, generally when I want to make a maki roll, I'll just open the fridge and see what produce I have inside. So today I found carrots, a jalapeno pepper, a red bell pepper, a cucumber, some scallions, and an avocado. I'll just use those to put inside the maki roll. And then I have sushi rice, which I make my rice in batch and I freeze it. So I just grabbed a bag of my sushi rice and then these nori sheets. So I'll show you how to put this maki roll together. You'll be surprised how easy it is. I washed and trimmed my green onions, and I really like to just use the green part of the onion because when I pack the nori, it can flatten out and I can fit a little bit more in. I want to go ahead and slice our red bell pepper into thin little strips. And next I'm just chopping the carrot into thin little strips as well. And these do not have to be perfect because they're going to be buried deep inside that maki roll. Next we'll tackle this jalapeno pepper, and of course if you don't like spicy food, you can just leave this jalapeno pepper out. I always like to take a teaspoon to remove the seeds and that membrane. The membrane picks up a lot of heat from those seeds. And then give that jalapeno pepper a taste and check that heat level. It can always vary so much one batch of jalapenos to the next. And now our cucumber. And I always like to partially peel a cucumber because I love the texture you get from leaving a little bit of the peel behind, and it also has a visual appeal. I really recommend whenever you're using a cucumber to go ahead and take a spoon and scoop the seeds out. They can cause too much juice in your end product, and also some people say that they get a stomach upset from eating cucumbers, and it's usually those seeds that are the culprit. So we'll just take those out and give these a nice thin slice as well. And last but certainly not least is the avocado. And the avocado will give this maki roll the creamy mouthfeel that you get from cream cheese that's in a lot of sushi rolls. So we'll just give these a quick slice. And these maki rolls are really great to serve alongside an Asian lettuce wrap or a hot bowl of ramen soup. And it's also a lot of fun if you're having guests over for just a casual evening, is to put out a platter of all the veggies and the sushi rice with your nori sheets and let everyone assemble their own, and they can make it just like they like it. Let's put these together. Okay, when you get this little gadget, all you have to do is place your nori sheet inside, and you'll notice it has a shiny side and a rough side. Just place the rough side up and drop it down into the little mold here. And the first thing we're going to do is pack in some rice. And sushi rice is a lot more sticky than any other rice, such as a long grain white or a basmati or jasmine. And that's what helps the sushi roll kind of stick together. So I'm just pressing this in really well. And I'm taking this little paddle and I'm just pushing and pulling against the wall of the mold like this. Very simple. Kids honestly love putting these sushi rolls together. And that's a great way to get your kids in the kitchen and involved. And I know that when I cook with children, that if I let them be involved in the process, they will often get more experimental in the foods that they're willing to try because they were a part of it. So I really suggest that if you can get your kids interested, it will pay off in the long run, and it is something that will benefit them their entire life. So as you can see, I've created a little valley down the center, and we're just going to start filling it. So I think I'll start with some carrots, and these are so beautifully colorful. A little green onion, red pepper, of course jalapenos, because I am a girl from the state of Oklahoma that loves spicy food. Cucumber, avocado, and then we'll just top it with some rice, and this will be finished. And again, just pack that rice in there, nice and tight. Now that I have my maki roll filled, we just tuck one flap over, add a little water just to help the nori sheet stick. Bring this side down, and then we'll take the top of this gadget and we'll fit it over this and give it a good firm press. And give this a slice. And I like to use a really sharp knife or a serrated knife. And look how beautiful that is. Now this sauce is really easy to make. First, we'll start off with a little bit of tamari. And I'll put all the measurements in the link below. Next, rice vinegar. Toasted sesame oil, garlic, and you can use the garlic in the jar if that's all you have, or you can use fresh garlic and just run it through your mincer. But today I'm in a little bit of a rush, so I'm going with the garlic in the jar. A little drizzle of maple syrup. It doesn't take much, just for sweetness. I like spicy, as you know, so some gochujang. And then we'll add a little bit of ginger. And we don't eat a lot of ginger, so I like to buy the frozen ginger that comes in these little pods, and I'll just throw this in there. And all we have to do is give this a whisk and it'll be ready. I've mixed this Asian dipping sauce really well, and I always prefer to make my own because a lot of the sauces you buy in the store are filled with sugar and high fructose corn syrup, and I can also adjust this for everyone's taste preference. So I will keep part of this original just like I made it, and I'll pull out about a third of it and add a little extra maple syrup for those that like a sweeter sauce, and I'll add a little extra gochujang for those of us that like it really spicy. There's no dainty way to do this, so as my favorite comedian Nate Bargatze would say, I'm going to do it in one fell swoop. I love the fresh veggies and the creamy avocado. This is perfect to serve as an appetizer or along with any Asian dish like I mentioned. I hope you give this recipe a try, and if you do, let me know how it goes in the comments. If you enjoyed our time together, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.